Right, good evening, everyone. How we all doing? Right, back. See how it goes. My internet is still acting like a big bag of crap, and my ISP is pretty much like, "Oh, we can't find any fault when we're running line checks. Sorry, there's nothing we can do." So I'm looking for a new internet provider. I've been with this provider for I don't know 6 years or so. We were like one of the first customers when they first started rolling out broadband, and yeah, we've had 3 engineers. First one didn't show up, closed the call, didn't put his name against it, didn't do anything, just closed the call. Second one showed up, reseated the cable at the data box that I'm connected to in the area. Seemed like it had fixed it because the speed went back up. But then the next day it died and dropped back down again. Third engineer came. He actually came to the house, ran some tests on the socket, said there was a fault on the line somewhere outside, and he left, and he was gone for like 2.5 hours. Came back and said he's reseated a brand new cable, and I thought, great, hopefully that's finally fixed the problem. Our speeds went up; they even improved. But lo and behold, earlier today, internet crapped out again. Speeds have dropped again. Phoned the ISP, and they're like, well, you're getting above the minimum speed. They've slightly changed that minimum guaranteed speed. It used to be 50, now it's 40. I'm currently getting 45, but again, disconnects happening as well, which are very rare. I think it's, to be honest, I think it's something to do when people are connecting to the wireless, because I've just bought 3 smart bulbs, which I've got in my ceiling now, finally, ones that I can actually control with my phone. And the second I connected them, the internet crapped out. So I reset the router, phoned them up, and they were basically saying, we can't detect a problem. Sorry, we can't help you. And this is the first time I literally went off it. Apologize to the person over the phone, but because obviously she's just following procedure, but it's not on when there's clearly a fault, and they're just like, well, we can't see anything wrong on our end. Nothing wrong. So in other words, they're basically saying, you're a liar. So I was like, right, well, we're going to look for a different internet provider. And she turned around and says, will you be fined for leaving? You will be fined for leaving us. And I was like, I won't be fined because I'm not in contract. I haven't been in contract for like 5 years. And she was like, oh, okay, bye. And she hung up on us. Terrible customer service. Absolutely garbage customer service. Again, I've been polite up until now. I've been very polite, kept my cool, did all the tests, and I thought it'll get fixed because we've had this problem more on numerous occasions. I had an engineer last year come and replace the socket in the room, and that fixed our problem. And yesterday's engineer was supposed to do that, but he detected a problem on the line and went out and replaced that and thought, right, that's it fixed. But it's not fixed. So it seems like I've got multiple problems. He's fixed one problem, apparently. But now there's another problem still. Somewhere is still broken. I requested a new router, and they were like, well, there's nothing wrong with your current router. Even though it's outdated and old, they've got a brand new router that came out like 2-3 years ago, and we're stuck with an older model. I says, well, can you not give a new one so we've got this newer model because it'll be better performance? No, there's nothing wrong with it. Every turn they're unwilling to help. And yeah, so the engineer was supposed to replace the socket again, but he didn't. So it looks like we're going to have another engineer come out, replace the socket, and this time I'm going to get him to demand that we'll get a fucking router. Because the last person I spoke to before, the one I spoke to today, said they'll only send us a router if the engineer suggests that we're send a router. But the engineer that came around yesterday says, well, I can't look at the router. I can't access the router. I don't know why they would tell you that. But, yeah. So it seems I'm just bumping into walls and I'm getting a bit sick of it. The annoying thing is, because I live all the way up north, internet up here is crap. It's good enough for streaming. I mean, what I've got has been good enough for the 6 years that I've been with them. No issue. Myself streaming, people doing what, family doing what they want to do with the internet, no issues. But the last 2 months, OpenReach did some works in the area. The company that manages all the phone lines across the whole of the UK and the internet lines and the data cabinets and that. And that's when we started having issues. And it wasn't just me. Lou, my mod, who's a regular in the channel, he is also with the same ISP, and he was having issues as well. Um, but once the finished doing works, his has gone back to normal. He hasn't got a single problem. However, once the stop doing works for me, to the box that I'm connected to, and however many other people are connected to it, I'm having no end of issues, and it won't go away. And the annoying thing is, again, because I live up north, the standard internet here in the UK across most households is 76 megabyte fiber package, which is you get a package of 76 megabytes and an average of 50 to 60 download. ISPs don't give a shit about upload. They don't guarantee a minimum upload. They don't give two flying craps about it, which is the annoying part for me because obviously I need it for streaming, which is why I'm reluctant to sign up to other ISPs. I could sign up to BT or PlusNet, and I'll get a cheaper contract. I'll have to re-enter into a contract, but the bill will be cheaper for those 18 months. But it's just the upload I worry about because their average download is 52. But I mean, I don't know. I'm irked. Just I'm tempted to just get my own phone line put in. Get my own internet line put in. Uh, but yeah, stumped. I've also upped my streaming bitrate by an extra meg, so I'm now streaming at 7. Because partners can stream up to a maximum of 8,000. I normally stream at 6. And since I'm pretty much the only one that uses the upload, I should be fine, hopefully. Well, upload's 14, so I'm using half of it to stream. And final and that doesn't really need much. So again, this is why I want to get my online put in because I seem to be the only one that wants to deal with it. Everyone else just wants it to magically work. Especially my brother. My brother has, if there's any slight issue, he'll just hit the reset button on the router, thinking, "Oh, that'll fix it." Whereas obviously I've done network engineering, and I know that's not going to fix it. There is a technical problem somewhere. But yeah, it could be either three things now. We've eliminated the data box in the area. That's been reseated. There's new cabling been put down outside, apparently. So that now brings we into the premises. So I'm thinking it's either the main socket. Oh, again, I was having a proper derp there. They're the main socket that the DSL cable, the DSL cable plugs into, needs replaced, or the router needs replaced. Because again, what's making me lean a bit more towards the router is every time somebody connects wirelessly, it all craps out. Because, like I said, I connected. I'm only thinking that today because, like I said, I bought 3 smart bulbs, which I've got in my ceiling, and the second they all connected to the I hate that bulbs need wireless if you want to. You can get Bluetooth ones, but yeah, these ones you control them through an app on your phone. So apparently they need to be connected to your internet 24/7, which is stupid and not very. Don't know. I don't know. Is that like a secure thing? Having your bulbs connected? I don't fucking know. Yeah, once that came back up, a couple of minutes later, once it was all back up, I logged into the router. I noticed the speed again. Whenever I reset the router, the speed goes back up because I'm getting a download of 64 now and an upload of 14. But the second it conks out, the download drops to 45, 46 ish. The upload remains the same. That never budges, which is another thing I'm thinking. Is the ISP playing funny buggers because they've oversold their service, and obviously because of the amount of people on the internet now during pandemic, are they slyly capping everybody? Even though I'm on a contract that said I can't be capped and what have you. Well, yeah, I'm out of me base contract period, but I'm still paying for that exact same service that I was promised when I signed up. Obviously, the more annoying thing is they had the nerve to send an email yesterday saying they're increasing the price of the package. It's going from £35 a month to 37 a month because they've got to deal with the amount of people connected. So they're using this money to try and improve their services. And that, the rep I spoke to today, I phoned one, and one was like, "Sorry, what tech center has experienced technical difficulties. Can you phone back in an hour?" And then I waited 10 minutes and phoned up to try and get another advisor. And this one was just crackle, buzzing, couldn't understand a word. I was thinking, wow, this speaks volumes of your service, doesn't it? You can't even keep your own tech service up and running. The other annoying thing, again, don't get us wrong, I don't mind speaking to foreign people, but it's very hard to speak to them in a sense like when you're trying to explain to them the technical problems that's going on, and you can tell they don't understand you. And you know they're just reading off a script again, because that's what the first line 1 and 2 support usually just read off scripts. More so line 1. And yeah, you can tell that just like they'll just read the bullet point, is their speed above this limit? If so, tell them to jog on. And yeah, so it's hard to communicate with them. When I first signed up, the customer service reps that get you to sign up, they're all from the UK, all of them. But the second you're on their service and you start having technical problems, again, it's because it's from a business standpoint. I'm guessing it's cheaper to hire someone overseas in a tech service to manage their incoming technical calls. But it's no good if those people don't really understand yourself. I mean, I can understand them perfectly fine. I don't have an issue. But I mean, most of you can, I'm sure you can understand me, but it always seems like they have a hard job. And that further adds to the annoyance of trying to get the problem solved because you're having to bang your head against the wall until somebody understands you. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, I've ranted on for 15 minutes. Let's play some game. Oh boy. I've also tweaked the colouring and everything, so it looks more vibrant now on the feed. Look at it. Ooh. What's going on? Okay. Now it looks better than my TV now. It looks more vibrant. Oh boy. I went on an adventure up the street today to the shops for the first time in a long time and went to the game shop. Holy crap, the game shop has nothing. I mean, they've got plenty of PS4 games and Xbox games, but I was on that website. I was like, "That's what Vita games have they got?" Because I've obviously getting into the mood of wanting to play on my Vita again. And it's shown on the website that only had 2 Vita games at my local shop. I thought, that can't be right. And turns out, no, they only have 2 Vita games. Need for Speed and something else. Hopefully, because I bumped the bitrate up when I'm like spinny camera, it'll not be as pixely poo. It'll probably still have a bit of it. Like I said, everything else on my system is more than capable of streaming at a higher bitrate. But for some odd reason, no matter what I do, it's very pixely poo. And again, I normally only stream at about 6, which is the recommended settings on Twitch's own page that they've got for like settings and everything. But again, partners can stream at a higher rate, so I thought I'll bump it up. I'm now at 7. The max you can go is 8 if you're a partner. But I think if I push it that far, the internet will just be like, ah! I mean, it's probably going to crap out as soon as someone comes home and connects. It's fine as streaming during the day like this. It's less likely to crap out because I'm the only person on. But then again, in about an hour, my dad will be home and he'll be wanting to watch these fucking gold digging shit that he's getting interested in. Lately, he's gotten interested in these people that pen for gold, and this is his next midlife crisis. I say midlife, he's not mid. He's older, but yeah, he keep going through these phases. He went through metal detecting. He got a metal detector. He got 2 actually. One was very expensive, and yeah, he started like going to the beaches and that. But then, as soon as he realized, oh, you've got to get permission to go on land and do shit, and that Sharp dropped that habit. And I'm thinking he didn't take into account that it actually involves walking around. My dad's a bit on the he's like me, in that he's got a bit of a large gut. Well, I say a bit. His is like massive compared to mine, which is worrying for the rest of work because he needs to lose some weight for the sake of his health. But yeah, I think he didn't factor into the whole having to actually walk around. Guessing he didn't bother with that. Then his next phase was motorbikes. He's still doing that. He's still got his motorbike, but it spends like 99% of the time in the garage not being used. I mean, obviously we've been in the middle of a pandemic, so that's one reason. But even before then, slightest drop of rain is just like, nah, not gonna do that. Has to be a perfectly bone dry day for him to go out. And then piano. Piano is his next craze. He's got a big ass piano downstairs. Keep saying he's going to go back to it. I hope he does because it's a good thing to play. I haven't got the patience. I'd love to, but I haven't got the patience. I think he's gone the same route as me, where he's hit a wall. He was getting quite good at it, being able to play with both hands. But I think he like hit a wall and he's not touched it since. Hopefully he goes back to it. If not, I'm taxing that piano. And it's going over there. So I can learn and then do the same thing and hit a wall and probably give up. Just like my electric guitar and my acoustic guitar. Yeah. It's this shit. It's because every time I'm like, oh, I'd love to just sit and learn keyboard or guitar and that. I'm just like, let's just play some games. But like I said, I'm starting to get to that point now where I'm sick of just playing games every day. It's getting very boring. Just the same thing, especially now that we're coming out of a lockdown. I want to maybe start going out. I'm thinking of doing some like streams, like similar to what Core's doing. I was going to do it ages ago, but then I thought of the whole, you know, streaming where you live sort of thing. And I thought, maybe not a good idea. So what I was thinking is, based on what Core did, he just goes out on a ride and he just records the footage. So what I could do is obviously just go further afield, record footage, and come home, play the footage while chatting, and similar to what Core does. because I was wanting to do something like that ages ago when I first got my bike. I've been riding my bike 4 year now. Only a little 125, but good for going out and about on. And it needs looking at because during this whole lockdown, it's been sat in a garage and it's rusted on certain bits. Thankfully, the engine hasn't rusted and chain's fine. The chain was just replaced before the lockdown. It's annoying because I bought that bike literally a month before the lockdown, and it was immaculate. I think it was just immaculate because obviously they sprayed it and touched it up to put on the shop floor just to like hide its blemishes and that. But I noticed it's been dropped because it got a bit of a ding on the side of it. And it wasn't me. I've never dropped it. I dropped my first bike 2 weeks into having it when I finally passed my test. Decided to go somewhere that I'm not familiar with, like outside of my local town, and I dropped the bike because I went down this like really steep, sharp turn hill into this small countryside town. And as I was going down, you're supposed to look where you want to go, and naturally, your bike will follow because you'll just like naturally turn the bars and what have you. And yeah, so me being the idiot that I am, again, this is like 2 weeks into us being on my bike, going down this hill. Obviously, I'm very nervous because it's a really, really steep, sharp hill. Keep in mind, I was only going like 2 mile an hour. I was going slow as hell, but I was staring at the curb. There was some like leaves on the side of the curb, and I was staring at them. So my bike just naturally went towards them as I was going down. It just veered off to the curb as I was going down, and the bike skidded on those leaves and just went flipped on its side. And luckily, there was just one car behind us. Again, I was going really slow anyway. And I remember getting up, panicking, and I was like trying to start my bike, and it wasn't starting. I was thinking, it's broken, it's broken. And I was proper panicking. And the thing is, with most bikes, if it's not in neutral, so if it's like in first gear or something, it won't start because it's obviously a safety feature. And obviously, me being new to my bike, I was panicking, thinking I broke it. But yeah, this new bike, it was secondhand, pre-owned, but it looked immaculate. Apart from, again, once I eventually got it home and had a proper look at it, I noticed a couple of issues. Like I said, someone definitely had dropped it because it had a bit of a ding on the exhaust guard. Had a bit of a ding on that, and the right front paneling the part inside of it that clips to a screw. It's got like this plastic beam that comes down off the paneling and then hooks onto this screw part that screws on and holds it into place. That was snapped, but it still holds on because it's got all like clips and that in other places to hold it on. But other than that, it was pretty good condition. But over this lockdown period, it's less immaculate. Seems to have getting a bit rusty on the bolts. All the bolts are rusty. So I need them either replaced or rust remover, some sort of rust remover to bring them back to shiny goodness. And then just get some spray and yeah, I'd like to do something like that. Get a bit more outdoorsy. The Core had a good idea with his, where again, like I said, he just pre-records it. I think with Core, he just drives where I think he was just literally driving where he lives. And I'm not particularly keen on doing that with Twitch being the way it is. I'd probably go a distance away. I'd probably go off into the country. Because I'd much rather that, like nice, quiet country roads away from towns and cities and just enjoy the open road. Get out on the highway. I've been yammering for like half an hour. But I mean, that's what streaming's all about, isn't it? Not just about the games. Even though I'm talking to myself at the minute here on Twitch. Doop, 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 doop. As everyone else is either at work or busy. All my channels just dead as usual. Right, hang on. I want to quickly tweak that because I'm looking at the download ball and that is very bright red. I torn it down a smidgeroo. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da da. Let's see. Da 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 da. You know, I'm just gonna leave it at what I've had it set to. Put it down to 3. Okay, so it's not as vibrant, but yeah, leave it like that. Screw it. Screw it. Screw the universe. Eat. Walkie, corky, dorky, orky. Let us continue Storio and hope that it doesn't conk out internet. Right. A blissful arrival. Alphanos seems satisfied that he and Watt are on one mind. Seems Whisker has the Saltery security well in hand. I meanwhile have discussed the next steps with Master Watt and completed my inspection of the site. With a little work, the vacant buildings here could be made into very presentable dwellings. This is from General Altland. Apologies for the interruption, sir, but the General would speak with you at your earliest convenience. Not feel obliged to wait around on my account. I'll remain here and hammer out the finer details with Watt, act as an intermediary with our business partners in Uldar. Should go. General Aldrin asked that you wait for him by the main gates in Alamegan Quarter. My apologies again, sir. Fare you well. These bulbs, very white. I can change them so they're more yellowy, like the bulb that I've got there. But the problem with those bulbs is I can't change the color. I could just change the color warmth, but white is the only color. Whereas that bulb, I can, change the other colors. I can put loads of effects on. I mean, vast majority will have seen these remotes, generic RGB remotes. Like to get some smart bulbs for the ceiling that I could control like this, rather than having to fucking connect them to the internet. But I saw these up the street and thought, I'll give them a whirl because The description made it sound like these ones don't need any extra hardware. Whereas these ones that I bought recently, these ones need a smart hub in your house in order to be able to adjust them. Good job these are plastic, or whatever they're made of, they're not glass. With them being a LED light. But yeah, those ones need like a Philips hub or like an Alexa smart hub and things like that, plus your phone. So the bulbs need to connect to the internet, connect to your hub, and connect to your phone for you to control some bulbs. These ones are still bad, but not as bad because they just need to connect to the app. There's no hardware needed beyond that. Da, 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 da. Everything got very dull looking. See, the ball looks better there. Because now that the in-game lighting's got darker, but once it gets like daylight, it looks like it's glowing. Right. Alamegan Quarter. So I'm just gonna have to plod on with the internet for now. But I'm in two minds at the minute of getting my own line put in here in this room. That's my own internet and nobody else's. Mine. Because like I say, it's also getting kind of annoying that I'm the only one that seems interested in fixing it. The others are just like, make it work. And then they just whinge if it isn't. And they keep leaving things connected as well. That's the other thing that's annoying is fucking phones and tablets and smart TVs and that are left connected when they're not being used. They don't need to be connected. It's the same with my Xbox. Like I've got my Xbox and that set to like energy saving modes so that because obviously with the Xbox, if you leave it to instant on, it'll always remain on in low power mode and it'll periodically come to life to like check for updates and things like that. I'm not too fussed about that, especially at the moment. Not normally I would, but because again we're having these technical problems, I'm trying to reduce everything that's connected when it doesn't need to be. And these lot don't seem to understand that. My brother's just gone to work and he's left his PS4 connected, turned on and connected, and his Xbox in low power mode connected, and his smart TV. But anyway, let's enjoy the game while we can. Uh, yeah, I'm in both minds. Not as cut and dry as life or death. But execution is not the answer. Took longer than I intended, but at least you know where I stand. Now that's settled. Ironvald, what news? We may have a problem, sir. Gruma Venata have arrived at the main gates. I don't mean the Vera. These are Quilana, ones that summoned the Primal. They're insisting they be allowed to attend the council. Lisa's trying to reason with them, but she may need help. An invitation was extended to all of the native beast tribes. We assumed the Quilana would refuse it out of hand. We'd best go and see for ourselves, Pippin. Take command of our forces and be ready for battle. Jasix, you've dealt with these Quilana before. I'd ask it you. I'd have you at my side. First dip of the day. Bleh. Oh, all the way over there. Whee! I don't need to phase through your gates. I can fly over. Be nice if when you get on the mount, there was like a setting to have it automatically pan out. I can do it myself manually, but obviously then when I start a conversation with someone, I like to have the camera zoomed in more. Obviously my guy's just a little guy. I still need to get the speed ups or the mounts on these maps. I've never bothered. I've always just thought, not too fussed. But yeah. Jasix, Raban. God, it's good to see you. Ah, the Slayer has come. We have not forgotten how you sinned against the Lady of Bliss. But we did not come here to shed blood. You claim to seek harmony with all who call Gearbania home. If this is truly your wish, you will welcome us as envoys of the Anata. Is our wish. You are welcome, but we cannot condone the summoning of primals. If you want to enter the palace, I must ask that you first surrender any crystal jewelry. Have my word that it will be returned to you when the meeting is over. We will do as you ask. But you will not have our weapons. We are not so foolish as to place ourselves entirely at the mercy of our tormentor. Hang on, back in a second. Sweet. I've been live almost an hour, and I've done sweet FA. Said I wanted to try and get through this content today, but again, because internet issues, it's probably not going to happen. Right. I reckon that's the closest we're going to get to a compromise. We will have people standing guard. Aye, them keep their swords. Then we have an agreement. Lead the way to your meeting chamber. Oh, I remember what happens here. Ooh, I got something very nice today. Big Toblerone. I've become very addicted to dark chocolate lately. So, and Toblerone is my favorite chocolate. I got a Toblerone dark. 2, actually. But I'm not going to be a fatty and gobble them all. I'm just going to eat it a little bit at a time. Try not to overindulge with sweets and things as much as I normally do. Why do I have a feeling we've welcomed a viper into our midst? 'Cause you have! Spoilers! Or have you? You may have invited more than one. Dun dun dun! But who? Not necessarily the Quilana. Shall see. Return of the Bull. Ooh, I get a Chivo for this one. This is the first end of patch content. Miss Quilana Elder's intentions seem at odds with all we know of her tribe. What think you, Jasix? The enthralled cannot be trusted. Aye. It is said that once a creature has fallen under the sway of a primal, there is no salvation. Strongly doubt the Quilana have suddenly broken free from Lakshmi's will. Whatever the truth, I would take no chances. The guard must be strengthened, ideally with people who know a thing or two about primals. Can we rely on the scions? I'll round up our comrades and send them to the Alamegan quarter. You can go on ahead if you'd like, Jasix. My thanks. We'll see you in the palace. Da, 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 da. Yeah, this is the first and only time, to my knowledge, that they do what they do here. They never do it again. It's definitely interesting what they do. Na 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 na. My friends, Jasix, I brought reinforcements. Anval told me of the arrival of our unexpected guests, and I agree that it would be prudent to call upon Yastola and Thancred as well. Can never be too careful when dealing with the enthralled. I'm not familiar with the Quilana tribe myself, but Taliese's report suggests they shunned contact with other races. Despised it, in fact, even compared to other Anata. Indeed, this apparent reversal in attitude is most curious. No one can expect a response to our invitation, much less an envoy. And I imagine Lise was forced to make some rather hasty arrangements in order to accommodate them. Speaking of which, how should we deploy ourselves? The meeting is to be held in the throne room. Seem wise to have eyes both inside and outside the palace. Stola and I can stand guard without. That leaves the three of you to keep watch over proceedings in the throne room itself. Understood. Should join General Aldlin inside them. Jasix, do you know of the rear entrance to the palace? It's on the eastern edge of the city at the top of the stairs. God there should have been instructed to let us pass. Adventure! Away! Unless there's a setting to have it automatically zoom in when you're in the middle of conversations. Da, 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 da. Let's see if there is an option. Da, 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 da. Auto camera zoom. I saw a YouTube video where a character speaks to NPC and the camera makes a quick pan in NPC's body. Is there any setting to make it usable with mouse and key? Home key puts you in first, and no, I don't want first person. Wanted to zoom in. Da, 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 da. Play the PS4, not picky about like playing with the camera zoomed to a very specific amount, but now I'm leveling higher. Oh. Da, 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 da. Maintain camera distance. Maybe that's what's doing it. Find a rando NPC. If I'll go to the one that I've got to go to. Nope. Want somewhere for the camera to like automatically zoom in to like that, maybe. That'll be perfect. And then when you finish conversation, beep, have it like pan back out. Got to be a setting, surely. Camera controls, third person, first person. Enable camera effects when initializing actions. Hang on. Third person camera angle. That's not what I want. Look at target when speaking. See, there's that. Event camera settings. Look at target when speaking. There's another one to have it like zoom in. Ba-da-da. Camera zoom. My typing has gone to absolute crap. I'll change the camera angle. God knows. Who knows? Knows the news. Right. With the scion, sir, General Alden left orders that you were to be escorted inside. You follow me. Here we go. Da, da. Ta-da. Eliana. I'll probably forget that and just keep calling them Quilana. Oh boy. No, not this tune. Blah 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 blah. Sick of this song because it always gets fucking flagged on YouTube. Blah 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 blah. I thought it plays the Lakshmi music. Na 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 ba da. Doop dap doop dap doop dap dap doop dap 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 doop dap doop dap doop dap doop dap doop doop. Go, 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 get out of here, crazy lady. I'll take care of this. Round 2. Da 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 boppity boop bop. Oh my god. Sick of this track. Damn right they would. Oh boy, tough, tough, tough. Okay. Bad person. Kick him right in the junk. Ba 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 ba. Nah, 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 nah. I don't know why I'm borrowing because it's just, oh boy. Ah, blah blah. I thought the Lakshmi tune plays. Never mind. How do we fight without leaving our allies wide open? We can't stay on the back foot forever. No, damn it. If I think like that, we've already lost. I have the warrior of light at my side. We can do this. Isn't that right, Jasix? Use the deflect action, dissipate. Be warned that allowing an ally to be enthralled by an aether sphere will result in failure. In before I fail at least once. But we'll see. She means to enthrall everyone. We have to stop her. Done a fine job of blocking our retreat. We must break through. Forget the primal and focus on the foe before you. What? Forget the primal and focus. Alright. Not talking to me. And give up the freedom we've worked so hard to win? Not likely. High, high, another rival spread her wings. Spread them wide. If I free to ever slumber, do your mortal bodies not tire? Far better to dwell in something. In time you will. Come on, Arval, what the hell are you doing? Run wild. Oh my god. There are too many. We can't stop them all. Don't give up. Spread them wide. Ba- Do, 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 do. Hey, Newton. Do, 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 do. Why? Why'd you deny my blessings? It brought you into this world over a mistake I made. I'll be damned if I'll let you taunt me with it. Da, 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 da. Come to me, my friends. Da, 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 da. Where did she? Stay on your guard. I'll cut us a path. Stand ready. You cannot flee my radiance. You will all be my dreamers. It's overwhelming. We'll lock her down as best as we can. The rest of you need to run. Quickly now, while the primal is... Lise? I can't run away from this. They need us. Then we stand and fight together. Alphonor, the envoys are in your care. Surely you do not mean to... Very well. I shall see our guests to safety. Why are you two staying? She still has more than enough strength to addle you both. You need more than the three to best a primal. And if we let you fall here, then who will be left to stop her? Pitiful, misguided children, lay down your weapons. Lay down your heads. But I can't move. She's going after Lise and Raubon. Well, my internet's still screwed, so... Great day. My thanks, Jasix. I'll make sure my steel is worth the effort. Again and again, you refuse my gift. She's building up something big. Come close to me, all of you. Nice work, Fedora. Are you all right, though? This is nothing. It's one thing after another. We have to fight as one. Why do you cling to your misery? She's starting to weaken. Don't give up. Behold my divine brilliance. What the? Her power's out of control. I'll shield us, but you'll have to finish her off. Quickly, I can't hold on forever. Kill her! You need to kill her now! Hold on, Fatola. We'll end this now. For Alamigo! Ooh. Let's do the time warp again. Oocha. Gee. Keeps having to relive all the bad shit that her and I may have done. Now that's just being gifted with the echo. But yes, my internet is still broken. Driving us up the wall. It was unlike any battle I've ever seen. Not a lie. I'm not entirely sure how I survived it, to be honest. One wrong step and I would have lost my will to that fiend for the rest of my days. Sobering thought. This is certainly living up to her own ideal. Not every commander would choose to enlist a former enemy's aid in battle. I think I shall make a habit of checking for primal influence before our meetings from now on. We encountered our fair share of enthralled outside the palace, enough to delay us from lending you a timely hand, I'm afraid. Well fought, Jasix, Ironvold. That was a near thing. Aye, our stand against the Kaliana, would have been brief indeed had you not volunteered for guard duty. The enthralled, as surely as our sentries were, must have planned this far in advance. Security was my responsibility. I know how dangerous primals can be. Should have. It's my fault. Stupid mistake. There, lass. We were all caught unawares. We'll take this as a lesson and watch our own more carefully in future. Be sure the lackeys who smuggled the crystals into the throne room weren't the only thralls in our ranks. Soldiers who first spoke up in favour of the Quellianas keeping their weapons springs to mind. Primal servant is betrayed by his aura. If you mean to conduct an investigation, I can identify any others acting under Sri Lakshmi's influence. Thanks, Ishtola. We'd appreciate the help. Speaking of help, I almost fell over when Ferdola turned up. What was she even doing there? I asked her to come. Blah, 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 blah. Na, 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 na. Well, that explains it then. It's sad. Ragenfried was right. Her victims will never forgive her for what she's done. But I don't think Fedora picked up that sword looking for forgiveness. She wanted to fight for her country. If you say the world in which Fedora grew up, partly to blame for what she became, then as an Alamegan, I feel responsible for improving that world. We can't ignore what's happening right now. We have to show people a better way than vengeance, or we risk giving birth to a new generation of skulls. I know it's idealistic, but I want to help people to let go of their old grievances and make peace with each other. And I'll hold 1,000 meetings and talk till I'm blue in the face if that's what it takes. It is a long and arduous path you have chosen, but one well worth walking. Rest assured that I will do what I can to help you reach your destination. Thank you, Alphino. First step will be to get our representatives back in the throne room. As they're a little shaken, but not one of them seems ready to run. We're all determined to finish what we started. I will see that you're not interrupted. Jasix, you and the Scions are to stand down. Get some rest. You've earned it. Click. Ah, quit kidding yourself. You're not leaving. Fuck. You go get him, Nana Moore. Tell him what for. Damn. One minute. Quickly tweak something. Now that I'm in a slightly darker scene, I think I need to adjust. Not that much. That's better. Smidgen too dark. Wasn't me. Oh. Fuck, missed it. Busted! Nah, good luck. Bye. Alpha Noah are involved. Sorry. Slots are all filled. Can't squeeze in. Down a smidgen. Give me my Chivo. Nope, still not there yet. I think it's about time I headed back to Ralgus Reach. What's next for all of you? Ali's here will be eager to hear of recent events, so I shall join you, if you've no objections. I'd welcome the company, Jasix. I'd welcome the company. Jasix, why don't you come along to the Reach as well, once you've said your farewells to Nanamo and the others? Upon completion of this quest, you will be able to access the palace's rooftop gardens by speaking to the Royal Menagerie attendant. I must assume Father's responsibilities without delay, lest our rivals, both inside and out Uldar, treat his dismissal as a window of opportunity. Assured they will find Tizona's edge just as sharp in my hands. Seems the road has come full circle. Appreciate the support you've showed for my earlier decision, overruled though it was. I have asked enough of you, Jasix. My only words for you now are those of gratitude. Okay, cool, peace. I'm off to the Reach to get my Chivo. Not with that. Is everything running alright? Hopefully the video looks a bit better because I bumped my bitrate up even more. Until my internet decides to go, no! Da 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 da. Well, here we are again. Alphanor has regaled me with a thrilling tale of hidden treasure troves, mid-meeting betrayals, unlikely alliances, and joyous homecomings. Seem I missed everything. I was patrolling the palace grounds with Thancred and Ystola when we heard the reports of a primal in the throne room. I honestly doubted my own ears. As others have said, we were lucky to have our Echo-blessed champions nearby at this time. But we'll need to keep a closer eye on the Quelliana. I can say that again. This whole episode has reminded me just how far apart our kinds still are. Looks like centuries of fear and mistrust really can't be washed away in a day. But someone has to make an effort at reconciliation if these conflicts are ever going to end. Naturally, a lot of people are crying out for vengeance. I've been doing my best to calm things down. Violent reprisals will only lead to more summonings. Indeed, violence will ever beget violence, as the Empire has learned to its cost in recent times. In any case, summoning Lakshmi was the broodmother's doing. Whoever replaces her might not be so keen on the idea. Just have to watch and wait. Which isn't to say we won't be putting the safety of our allies in the Vera and M tribes? What? I plan to have resistance scouts keep track of the Kalyana's movements at all times. My parents will be relieved to hear that. What are your plans for the rest of the resistance army out of interest? Are we to prepare for Imperial counterattacks? That would be a question for the Resistance newest recruit. Military commander with far more experience than me. What? The Bull of Alamigo? They call it an army, but the Resistance is really a collection of smaller independent groups. And when Conrad passed his command on to me, that authority only extended to the freedom fighters based in Ralga's Reach. He just happened to be serving as the Resistance spokesman at the time and needed someone to take over the role while everything was in disarray. But that time has passed. When I speak with the other leaders about reforming the army under the new government, I'll be nominating Rauban as the overall commander of our forces. He is more experienced than the rest of us put together. We'll stand to learn a lot from him. Indeed, he is in all respects the ideal choice. Assuming he accepts the post, Alamigo will have added a formidable weapon to its arsenal. Given the progress of Nanamore's resettlement initiative, I see great cause for hope. Seeds which we so carefully sowed have begun to quicken, my friends. I like that. We tend to our promises and watch as Alamigo blooms. La Chivo pop. 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 Oh no. Guess we're gonna have a meanwhile. Meanwhile, in Kugani, do not give thanks to the kami that my makeshift raft withstood the fury of the seas. Oh, I do give thanks. They're But they're Quen Quen. What the hell? My reading has gone all. But there their generosity ended. Without coins in our pockets for new attire, we are doomed to look like so much jetsam. Oh, woe betide the poor man in the city of rich merchants. These dango are delicious. Will you have one? Hmm? More sweetbreads? I surrender my blade to secure what few coins we have. Ah, guessing this is where the whole blade search comes in eventually. I remember having it happen. I just couldn't remember when. Ah, like talking to a child. Why fate saddled me with this burden I shall never know. I am alive, and I must return to my master's side. Come, Tsuyu. Shall find a ship to carry us across the Ruby Sea. It's not Yotsuyu anymore, says Tsuyu. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace. Bum, bum, bum. We read the reports. First Doma, then Alamigo. Lord Xenos put to the sword. Do not believe everything you read. I hear the Viceroy was merely wounded, and that he has already returned to the capital. Naturally, the savage beasts beat their chests and boast loudly of taking his head regardless. Nay, but Xenos lives? Deplorable that our own officer should be fooled by Eorzean misinformation. Small wonder the provinces have begun rising up in rebellion. We must prepare an official, above all accurate announcement to quell these pernicious rumors. They would wage war with empty words. Let them produce the Viceroy's remains, then. We shall soon put the lie to their claims. Who's that? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Where's my Chivo? Where's my Chivo? Where's my Chivo? Where's my Chivo? Isn't the Chivo for complete the return? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. Complete the main scenario quest, Return of the Bull. It didn't pop. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. Oh. Ta 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 ta. One throws a. See, whenever I'm searching for this whole trophy thing, people are only talking about the crafting ones. But for me, it's a main story one that it hasn't popped. Yet the Stormblood one popped for completing Stormblood, but that one hasn't popped. Um, da, 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 da. Doodle-doodle-doo. Da, da, da. What? No, search, damn it. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 dun, 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 dun. Ah, for um, uh, da, 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 da. Uh, Um, it's from PC to PS5. Uh, um, I've made a post on the Final 14 official forums in hopes that you get a COVID shot tomorrow. Nice. Your country's doing it weird. In our country, it's elderly get it first, then the next age group that are slightly older, and then eventually it works its way down to the younger people. Right, so I started a new game plus run on Final Fantasy 14 once Realm Reborn was added to the list. I recently switched from PC to PS5 and continue my new game plus progress. I have thus far finished Stormblood main story quest and started the patch content. All trophies have popped with no issue until now. I just finished main story quest Return of the Bull, and the trophy did not pop. Stormblood main story quest and Omega trophies have popped fine. This, however, has not, and I worry that the other main story quests will now pop also. I can't fucking type. Save my life. No, not. Yes, that's kind of concerning, because if I carry on progressing, then I'm not going to get these trophies. Return of the Bull should have popped that trophy there, but it hasn't. I'll try to do the next quest, and if I'm lucky, that'll ping it. Tidings from the east. Jasix, great timing. I was about to send word to the Scions. I've got lots to tell you. Councils officially recognize the resistance as our standing army, and I expect you can guess who's been appointed commander. Vice it to say we're in good hand. Or good hand. Having the Bull of Alamigo at the helm's done wonders for morale. People were dancing in the streets with the when the announcement was made. We have you and the Sultana to thank for it. If you two didn't work your magic, he'd never have contemplated following his heart. The council has also decreed that we're to maintain presence at Ralga's Reach. This will continue to lead our forces in the fringes, job she's been doing tirelessly. A bit too tirelessly, some might say. Constantly having to remind her to rest before she falls over. That's an exaggeration, and I will always get up again. Anyway, we can hardly afford to lower our guard now, not after our latest brush with Lakshmi. Speaking of which, we've been keeping a close eye on the Kalyana, and it looks like they've chosen a new leader. It's Shanti's daughter. You know, the half-dead one? For whatever reason, the Kalyana thought she was the best candidate, which makes them leaderless, basically. As things stand, there's no prospect of engaging in talks, let alone coming to an understanding. But I won't let that stop me. I'll keep on reaching out to them until they finally see sense. It's like I've been reaching out to Faldola. Still won't meet my gaze, but she's given up trying to ignore me. He'll only be the odd grunt. At least she's responding. I'll get through to her yet. Jasix, there you are. Alphino, Alize, is everything all right? We've received word from Tataru. Hancock has apparently acquired information of great interest and urgency. More than that, she didn't say it. Wait, what? More than that, she didn't say it. Only that we should come to Kugani right away. I had a mind for the two of us to set forth together, but Alize is determined to make it a party of three. As I've told you more than a dozen times, brother, my wounds are quite healed and I would benefit from some fresh air. Besides, you may well need an extra pair of hands. Worry not, sister. I have quite given up trying to convince you. Whether we be two or three, we should depart as soon as possible. You'll be joining us, I trust? Huh. I was about to say I'd come too, but I'll just have to settle for cheering you on from afar. Good luck with whatever it turns out to be. Thank you, Lise. Rest assured, should this business prove to be of bleh, tangential concern to Alamigo, we shall inform you without delay. Let us be off then. Hancock and Tataro await us at the Ruby Bazaar offices. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Give Tataro a hug for me, all right? I hope all goes well in Kugani. Safe travels. Da 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 da. Stop for a bit to get some food. In a few. Da 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 da. He's always just standing there. I think she ever turns. I think she's like my brother. She just never turns our computer off. Like coot. Why is your voice very loud? Nani? I think they've changed to a voice actor at this part by this time. Because the previous voice actor, unfortunately, was murdered. I didn't even know that until obviously I'd noticed the change, and then I googled, and yeah, turns out the original voice actor, our whole family was murdered. Aye, we'll find Gosetsu together. Not that fish guy, is it? The informant awaits your pleasure in the back streets of Sanjo Hanamachi. Shining facade, its dark underbelly, few nor Kugani as intimately as he. Of the finest informants money can buy. Why do I have a bad feeling about this? Permit me to assist you in your quest, my friends. The sooner your business is concluded, the sooner we may speak of mine. Should your search take you away from Kugane, my boat is at your disposal. I shall see that she is ready to sail. I'll give Saraban a hand. He's providing us a ship. The least we can do is supply the provisions. We'll be at the pier if you need us. A welcome offer and an excellent plan. Without further ado, then, let us seek out this informant in Sanjo Hanamachi. Given the Empire's movements, it seems highly probable that Kosetsu and Yotsuyu were indeed in Kugane. I can offer no explanation as to why they should be together. I've had dealings with informants in the city, have you not? Perchance you are already acquainted with this one. This should be the place. Now we wait and see who comes. It has been a while, my friends. Yes, yes, a long while indeed. Knew it was him. Had a feeling. I knew it. Kyoto. Be funny business, and you know what will happen, I trust. No, no, no funny business. Only loyal service and the finest quality information. Of course, such quality does not come cheap. No? Then Hancock already paid you. Honestly, you must think we were born yesterday. I've half a mind to call Lise. No, 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 Lise. I beg you. No boots. I will tell you everything I know, free of charge. The Empire searches for Yotsuyu. High and low, far and wide. Come to enlist my help, they did, promising rich rewards for decisive information. And have you decisive information? Were the two individuals cited here indeed Gosetsu and Yotsuyu? Alas, see them with my own eyes I did not. But the Imperials are confident. Yes, yes, very confident indeed. Look at the size of their contingent. But here is something they do not know. A rumor which you will find most interesting, I think. They say an elderly Rogadan samurai appeared on Koganidori with a beauteous maiden and sold his katana to a pawnbroker. Was no common katana either, but one of surpassing craftsmanship. Well, that is interesting, assuming it's true. You corroborate the rumor with the pawnbroker in question? No. Regrettably, I do not have a working relationship with the master of Sofku Sichton. Oh, why would that be, I wonder? If I didn't know better, I'd think he'd lend you money. He will help you, I am certain. When you speak with him, I will make contact with the Garlean connections and learn what I can of their progress. Glimpse of the blade is all I need to be sure. But is it wise to let the Namazu out of our sight? No, he'll betray us. No. No more betrayals, no more boots. To divide our forces is simply more efficient. He's right. In the urgency, we would do well to split up. So I will go with our friend here. Nothing improves efficiency like a little supervision. Yes. We will go together, and there we will be no boots. Let's be about it then. Good luck with the katana. Shall we reconvene at the pier later on? Fragrant as the Ruby Bazaar offices are, I prefer the fresh air. I believe Alizair has the task well in hand. Shall we seek out the pawnbroker? And still no trophy pop. You have learned the emote greeting. Yeah, so there's clearly something wrong there. In that case, I'm going to take a break, get my food. Progress is small, but we're getting there. But now I'm presented with another issue. What's going on with the trophies? Yeah, well, right, cool. I'm going to get some food. I'll be back in about an hour, half an hour. I'm going to keep an eye on that forum post I made. Hopefully someone will have an idea. But yeah, until then, I'll be back in about an hour. See you soon. Peace. That was weird. Why did everything temporarily freeze when I swapped scene there? Huh. Now, see you in a bit.